Good afternoon, welcome to GrainTV. It's December 6, 2013. I'm Logan Burgess. To my right here is Brock Shimano to help break down a relatively quiet trade day on a Friday in Chicago. Let's jump into the quotes here and see how the grain settled. We had corn up 3/4 cents for March contract. We had the January soybean contract down 2.5 cents. Chicago wheat off a penny. As I said, Brock, really not a lot of action today to talk about. The real focus of this grain market is next Tuesday. That's going to be the December WASDE report. We took a look at some market expectations today. Brock, what's the market bias heading into this report?
Yeah, let's take a look at those numbers on this table that we have prepared here. As you can see, corn in November, we were about 1.877 billion bushels is what we got reported. The average of the analyst guess is the very far right column here, about 1.864 billion bushels is what the average of the analyst guess are expecting. You know what, I think a lot of what's going to be going on here is going to be some demand side revisions. We know for both corn and soybeans, we've been running well ahead of pace on export sales, especially in that soybean market. If you take a look at what the average of the analyst guess are for the ending stocks revisions there, it's about a 17 million bushel reduction. That's about a 10% reduction from where we were in November, so that's pretty substantial in percentage terms, and really this could be the catalyst that gets us out of that consolidation area that we have been in over the last week and a half or so. You know, if we do see a number around that 153 million bushel figure, we could see us move quite a bit higher on the soybeans in the markets trade. But let's not forget about wheat as well. We're looking for a slight reduction there. Not a big story in the wheat market, so I think the numbers really to focus on are going to be the export sales demand figures and then also the soybean ending stocks numbers coming Tuesday.
Yeah, Brock, you know, I think world ending stocks are going to be a big focus on Tuesday's report as well. We know right now South America is well underway planting and into their growing season, and we've seen some pretty big revisions from the USDA recently and from CONAB and other South American private analytical groups. Let's take a look here, though. I think soybeans, kind of as you said, Brock, is going to be the focus of this as well. If you look at this table, corn, not expecting any major revisions there. Take a look at soybeans, though. About 1.2 million metric tons are expected to be added to world soybean ending stocks in Tuesday's report. Like I said, in large part, that has to do with some larger crops expected out of Brazil and Argentina down in South America. And so now we have kind of an interesting setup here for soybeans. Domestic ending stocks are expected to tighten, and world ending stocks are expected to grow. So it'll be an interesting trade, I guess, on Tuesday as those two factors kind of butt heads here. Wheat, if you take a look at that, expectations are for larger wheat world ending stocks there. Certainly heard this week that the Canadians just harvested a record crop there. That could be adding a little bit here to this ending stock number, but a similar situation to soybeans. We know that there's a lot of demand right now for world wheat. We've seen a lot of tenders here recently, so those two factors are going to be kind of butting heads there. The classic situation of supply and demand. Ultimately, though, the USDA is going to be reporting on that on Tuesday. If you want live quotes for Tuesday's report, you can visit us over at grainhedge.com. As we've been talking about here on the show, we have a great new iPhone, iPad, Android, and tablet app. Take a look at it here for yourself over the weekend, grainhedge.com. Thanks a lot for joining us on GrainTV for the weekly wrap-up. We'll see you Monday.